Hello.
From everyone? Is that what you're asking for?
Mic test. Wow. I did all that spiel and you didn't even hear me. How wonderful is that? Wouldn't be Wacky Wednesday if it wasn't for a technical difficulty, would it, people? So good time zone heard. Welcome to Goldhart Gaming, a date with death on Wacky Wednesday, where anything goes. Because what the hell? So I'm gonna just skip all the stuff that I rambled earlier because you couldn't hear me and it didn't really matter, except for one important thing. We are sponsored by VZ3D Works, who make beautiful cups, which was why I was waving that cup about. You can go see them in the link below. Where you'll get 12% off, which is exclusive to us. They're beautiful. Go check them out. They do dice towers as well in any TTRPG class or character that you want for your TTRPG needs. So, glossing over everything else that I said. Quick recap. A date with death. The ghost of Vandersand. 4 or 5? We don't know. So the party started their descent into the underground, beneath Waterdeep, into a labyrinth-like area. It was probably the top level of Undermountain for any of you that are big nerd buffs for Waterdeep. Eventually, they came to a kind of large Colosseum-like area where there was this ethereal-looking elf looking out from a dark little hallway. On some investigation, it turned out this elf was attached to a large slime creature. And the party were doing all sorts of experiments, and this large slime creature would come out of its hole with this elf attached to it and attack it. The party later learned that this was an ublex and ublex. We pronounced it various different ways during the stream. The party began doing some prepping and were making plans and emptying out their satchels and creating beautiful ways to deal with this creature because Lenobi remembered that they had encountered an ublex once before and it didn't like fire. But Lenobi also didn't remember that this creature can't see and actually goes by blind sense. And this creature, the whole plan surrounding defeating this creature was completely involved in dealing with luring it out. So the party got into position, but lo and behold, because of blind sense, as soon as they were close, the ublex stripped. They eventually defeated the creature in epic battle fashion. I was very, very proud of them. Before they descended deeper into the labyrinth, they eventually heard a voice. A very faint, cracked voice. A voice that sounds like it had been speaking for 2 weeks straight. They had eventually found Clarice Cotrell, who was in the middle of a ritual prayer which she refused to break. She was also being protected by a force field. This ritual involved her kneeling on a ruined, very uncomfortable stone that was messing up her knees. And repeating the prayer that our party had previously heard about, weeping for me for I have no tears, forgive me for I have no forgiveness to give, and so on and so forth. The party were playing a game of yes and no with Clarice, trying to figure out what was going on. She did want to go home, but she couldn't stop to eat or drink. She couldn't stop the ritual. The party had also found a very old and worn book, which they hadn't investigated yet. But they had investigated the runes that were underneath. the missing Coachwell daughter. And the runes read a strange little riddle. That riddle being thus. Clicky. Blood buns as old as time, cryptid and corrupted souls will be mine. Death will never find me, for it is death that finds me. Also located in this room was a skeleton, a very old skeleton. And that is all the party had worked out thus far. And so, with the party all together, the Coachwell daughter doing her ritual, it is here we will begin our session. So, party, anything you would like me to clarify for you? What would you like to do?
How many punches does it take to get to the center of a skeleton? Is what I'm going to ask.
None.
We can find out together, I suppose.
Well, considering you're
Technically,
in
we're
that
a force field. So
yeah,
it won't
yeah,
work.
that's what I was about to point out. Considering that you were in a force field that's surrounded by all that, and you tried to punch through it earlier, and it didn't quite work. So I would say it would take a lot of punches to get to that skeleton, which is outside of the force field where you are.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's going to take you an hour
It's
before
foreshadowing.
Fawkes can get you out.
This skeleton, though, is it like positioned any way? Is it just kind of like it's lying there, or is it in a massive throne, or
The skeleton.
Fabulous is the skeleton.
how fabulous is the skeleton?
This skeleton is not that fabulous looking, I have to admit, and I'm sorry to disappoint. It doesn't have a great grand jaw. It's not sitting in an ornate throne. It kind
There's
of
not like a giant sword that it's just like death gripped on. Okay.
no.
I'm not excited about the skeleton as much as I thought I would be.
It's kind of
okay.
slumped up against the wall. There are remnants of clothing, maybe skin. It's so old and dirty, you can barely tell the difference between either. But on looking upon this skeleton, there's no need to roll a perception or anything like that, because you can just see it. It is chained to the floor.
Oh, fun. I'm into that. I like chains. Okay. So Bart turns to the party and is like, okay, do we have any way of, like, should we take turns doing this ritual so we can give her a break? Like, I don't think I can bleed on this stone because I don't have blood, but I can definitely like try and take her place. I don't know. Do you think that like chips of bark work the same as blood on this stone?
Well, it is gonna depend. I think I'm gonna lean on no.
I mean, that's where I was going to, Dorothea, but all right, we're gonna need you to like move closer to your mic, Buns, if you're gonna.
Oh yeah, you're very quiet.
Sorry.
Just better.
Yep, a little bit, but not. Sorry, but yeah.
I mean, are we even really sure what this ritual's supposed to be about in the first place?
No, and she can't tell us. So if it's like, okay, we need to switch over and we're like taking turns, nobody can go first. So you guys can ask the questions, but also like
I'm a bit worried we might be getting into something.
things I bought, and I think I bought something earlier that would help us in this situation, but I can't find the list of things I bought.
Told you not to buy so much.
I'm just look. what I'm saying is, I'm without Shay here. I'm gonna like one thing. So what I need you to do is for y'all smart people to figure this out, so I know the things that I need to punch. That's all. I can't puzzles and shit. What? Death binds me. Who cares? Not
Honey,
me.
you're real smart. Don't talk down to yourself like that.
I'm made out of branches. I feel like I am always trying to catch up with y'all. I don't know.
Bartholomew, what's what's Shay like with bones? I hope
I mean,
I hope
they
when I
like
go
to
on my yeah.
they like to crack them open and suck out the marrow. It's really visceral sounding.
I hope when I go on my date with Death later, it's they're not going to be limping or anything, are they?
No, Shay. I've trained Shay not to take bones from animated creatures without consent. So,
Wise. Very wise.
if they're just laying in the ground and they dig them up, they always have to ask first if they're alive, and then if they don't answer,
Foolproof.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Sometimes it's what you have to do when you're a plant creature. You know what I mean? You don't want to eat another plant creature, so you got to ask the bush if it's alive.
I see.
Not that I need to eat anything. I just,
I will I'll make a sure to ask any kobolds I'm going to eat if I can.
if they're alive, yeah. I mean, generally sentient creatures will tell you yes. So,
I mean,
hopefully,
why lie about it? Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of bones and such, I can speak to that skeleton if I get close enough to it, but
It doesn't look like it's in a very talkative mood at this point. But what I'm concerned about is here's this person that we're supposed to find, right? Here we go in front of us. But they're also bleeding a lot and look like they need to drink water and eat food in really small bits as to not kill themselves.
I was also noticing that this whole runic riddle written there talking about death binding things. Did you see those chains on the skeleton?
it could be for good purposes, it could be for bad. It's a 50-50 shot.
While everybody else is figuring that out, could I go over to Clarice? Where exactly is she bleeding from? Her knees, yes, from all the bending and praying, but is there anywhere else?
No, just there.
Just there?
Mm-hmm.
If we were to try to physically touch her, what happens?
I mean, she doesn't flinch or anything, like if you're just resting a hand on her, but she doesn't break this cycle that she's in.
If I were to physically go and scoop her up to pick her up, what happens?
If
Are you gonna do that?
yes, so I would say if you were like, because you wouldn't know this unless you tried it, so I'm gonna just assume that you kind of like make that movement where you go to like brace her shoulders to lift and move her. As soon as you kind of do that movement and like your fingers crap around it, you start to feel resistance.
Like she's pulling forward?
Yeah, like she doesn't want to break this cycle. It's super important that she doesn't break this cycle. I mean, you can see her, she's thin. Like you saw her painting, she's thin. Her lips are cracked. Her voice is going. She's bleeding. She's probably super uncomfortable. But she's doing this for a reason. That you can just totally know that. Like no one would put themselves through this unless they
Unless they're a masochist and they're really into it. But
yes,
yeah,
there is that as well.
So what do we do?
Right. You kind of really need to figure this out. And then I'm going to push her off and take her place.
Okay.
We need them.
I would say roll me a sleight of hand for this. Because I'm going to say that you know that there's a pattern. And so you're going to try and replace her without breaking the pattern.
Yeah, like everybody's been talking. the way I've seen it, Lenovi's just been staring,
Mm.
really watching, and kind of doing it and trying to figure out what exactly doing. When they think they have it down, they go to move her and she doesn't move. Then they go like this and push them out to way to try to like when they go back, they push them so they can do it and go back in.
Yeah.
Lenobi, be careful. Last time you tried to do that old switcheroo, you nearly got us crushed by that big rolling boulder.
Yep, and it was really fun. And then
It wasn't fun. It wasn't. You say it's fun, but that's like after the case. Look, I told you, don't step into the light, and you didn't. But then it was just traps and dungeons. Am I right?
it was a 15.
And Bart goes up for a high five with the cobalt. Boom. Or with okay.
3-way.
3. Bah!
But I rolled a 15. You are muted.
I was actually yelling at my partner, so
Oh, sorry.
burping loudly while I'm streaming.
Rude.
You roll a 15.
Roll a 15.
Lenobi.
Yeah.
You successfully push her off because this girl,
Yeah.
wet, like she couldn't fight her way out of wet tissue paper in this state. Like
No.
she's in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
But with the side and the rock, you actually rock back and you break the cycle before you get
Fudge
onto
biscuit.
it. You resume the cycle. You wait. You listen. You let out a little sigh of relief because it doesn't seem like you have done anything. And as you finish the first cycle and you go out for the second,
Uh-huh.
you notice the chain twitching on the skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
You got a couple of seconds.
I mean, Bart like immediately catches Carice and is like trying to give her water and is like,
She would
only
take-
little sips, like rub it on your lips, don't drink it, because if you don't drink, like if you haven't been drinking, you can make yourself really sick by like imbibing tons of water. So survival tip by the plant person who doesn't necessarily need to drink.
Fawkes also put his arms up to catch her, but Bart just caught her above that.
I'm gonna say I also don't notice the chain, even though I'm looking at Lenobi. I am casting protection from evil and good on them,
Okay.
since I see them taking over this spooky ritual.
So are we gonna take, is this our new like permanent job? We're just gonna take turns doing this ritual for what, forever?
I was like, man, I don't know
Yep.
about you guys, but I feel like at this point, that's not the best thing that's happening right there. I'm gonna put out
And
the chain.
yeah, Bart like looks and is like, oh,
I
and
think I did it right. We should probably leave.
and then Bart just sort of like drops Carice into Fox's arms below him, and he's like, oh.
Baby, with this friggin' scarf around me and carry her butt out of here. Do not play with me.
I need everyone to roll me initiative, please.
Oh boy!
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh no! It's a natural one. I got a 2 initiative.
No.
I'm an old lady. It makes sense.
Better than
rolled-
Dorothea?
Well, that's good.
You're like last, and I'm like, hi.
Right, I just need to grab a pen from over here. But I'm all chained up with my headphones. Give me a second.
Oh, those wired headphones and their chains holding you down.
Oh, no.
We're going to write in pretty pink today.
Oh no, Shay showed up just in time. Good, Shay. Okay, Shay, it's your turn.
You gotta come protect me. I'm yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bones
that
over there.
sounds
Bones
about
over there.
right.
Sick him. Sick him.
Yeah.
Right, did anyone get over 20?
I did.
Got 20.
Wait, what did you
I
get?
got 21.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, we're really bookending this.
Well, What did you get, Fawkes?
6.
Jesus, you guys suck.
And we got a 2 from Big Ma.
Big Ma needs to maybe think about getting that dexterity raised up. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is one of these times take some ability upgrades and get some dexterity.
Once that momentum's built up, woo.
And our friend the Lich
I mean,
has
it's
a plus
true.
3 for a
Come on, it's dexterity. This
20.
could be the turtle from Kung Fu Panda at that point, and I'm with it.
Right. But the problem is, yeah, she has to use Kung Fu Panda's like stomach, but in a shell form. So it has to be all back movements. You know what I mean? They actually did a show of that on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, my kids
actually.
watch it.
He's most like me today. 13. 14.
Well, let's just hope Carice has level 9 Finger of Death spells so she can cast at this thing, because that's what our last companion had. So I'm expecting equal levels. You know what I mean? Death,
Yeah, balanced
some
encounters,
pasty ass little kid who's like almost dying.
Maybe you should have kept an eye on your very super powerful secret weapon. However, surprise round. I need everybody, please, to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh hell yeah! Give me that con save though.
Not bad. Could be worse.
I rolled the exact same thing as I got for initiative 21. Look,
What's
I have
the
a plus
DC
7
on
to
this?
initiative and a plus 8 to con, so we're rolling into the only 2 things I'm good at.
Stop.
Look,
Sorry, I'm just looking for a.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there we go. There's the Constitution.
Save or die, or save and take half. That is the question.
That is the question.
Whether it is nobler to die from the slings and arrows or just die straight up from lich poisons. Liches are scary. I don't know if anybody knows this about D&D. Liches are
I'm a
actually really
witch.
scary.
Dorothea's a witch.
So you know that liches are scary?
Oh, I thought you said witches are scary.
Oh no, sorry, I said liches.
Like, yeah, you better be
liches
scared.
are scary. I mean, look.
If it helps,
Not
Dorothea,
only-
we are terrified of you.
Okay. Party Cosmo. Did anyone roll under 18?
Yes.
Okay, you take 22 points of poison damage. If you rolled above that, you take half.
Yep.
I only missed one. Come on.
Oh my god.
As you like get ready to sweep Clarice up, she made it, by the way, which thank goodness. But as you sweep her up to leave, a yellow-green fog just seems to sprout in the room in about a 20-foot radius, which you all get caught in. As your surprise lands on top of the round, it is now the Lich's turn. As you know, we had. So you're caught into this poisonous fog, and you walk in, and then the fog is there, and you're all coughing and spluttering, and Clarice looks really, really bad, even though she made the con save. But the fog parts, and you see these very outdated but very extravagant gold and red robes. And you kind of just look at them, you know, they're trimmed with gold and you have like rubies sewn into them. And as you turn up and you go up the body, you see a skulled face with glowing blue eyes, the remnants of a white beard and a few tufts of hair upon its head. You think it's snarling at you. It's hard to tell, for there are no lips. And for its actual turn, we are going to cast Ray of frost. And this, I'm going to just assume the party is all gathered together as you're heading towards the exit. It's not an AoE spell. So who would you say is at the back?
Oh, 100% me.
Okay, then it is targeted at you. For a natural 1.
Oh.
Plus anything else? No, just a natural 1. So- It's been a while. I think the fog is kind of messing with his aim a little bit. So it just kind of shoots above your head, this frosty blast. But I'm just seeing if anything else. No, that will be all. Is anyone looking at it?
I mean, I am. Bart's
Okay.
100%.
Then I will do
Same.
one of its legendary actions of frightening gaze. And I need everyone to look at who's looking at it to roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
This is one I'm good at, finally.
16. Wow. You're good at it and you still are rolling low? Come on. Dorothea.
A 10.
Wow.
Anyone who rolled below 18 is now frightened.
I'm
You
not
can-
frightened.
You can roll this saving throw at the end of your turn to end being frightened, but as you are frightened, you need to get away from this thing as much as possible. Okay? Top of the round, Bart.
Mm-hmm. Well, since I'm frightened, that changes exactly what I was going to do. Until... No. No. Okay, that must be a...
I'm
Sorry.
really thirsty.
It's a class feature that I get later and not something that I get now, which is the
Oh.
ability to like shrug off fear.
I hate that when that happens.
Anyway, sorry. I was like, aha, well, screw you, skeleton. I'm not scared of you. But yeah, Bart like is in the back still, and he turns his back on his party, and he's like, keep moving. And he just like is backing. I mean, since technically I have to move far away, I guess I'm gonna walk in front, like to the front of everybody. But he's just kind of like, keep moving. But he's facing this thing the whole way back.
With frightened, you don't have to move away. You just can't move towards.
Oh, really? Okay.
Hmm.
Well, then, what is fear? The one that you have to run away from it? Then.
Like fear the spell, yes.
Okay. So, but frightened just means you can't walk closer to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Hi, Raiders.
Hello.
Cool.
Incoming.
So then, anyway, Bart just stays in the entryway to this room and is like, "Everybody move out!" And he just stands there, and he's gonna definitely just hang out. And if this thing gets close enough to him, he's gonna punch it. But that's if this thing moves towards me, and I'm technically not moving towards it. That's fine.
Okay.
So hold an action to.
Lenobia, you're up next.
Okay. I'm trying to see if what I want to do is one of the infusions that I actually have.
No problem. I know we don't fight often.
The problem with building a character up to level 20 like I do is I often am like, I can't, these abilities are so awesome. And then I'm like, oh, wait, no, I'm level 5. Forget about that.
You can't do nothing.
I mean, no, I can do a lot. I'm like, I have 100 million Moxie points I can use. And it's like, no, you have 3. And I'm like, oh, right. Okay.
You have.
Don't forget, Bart, you do have your Shay whistle.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm comfortable if using that as a good idea.
Specifically that I see because I'm not frightened of him? Because I did roll. You said
Okay.
you rolled for an 18 was frightening. I did roll.
Okay, if you rolled above an 18, then you're fine. You're not frightened, so you can just fight this normally.
Okay, that's what I mean. Is there like they're all like is there anything specific I'm seeing that's different other than just...
No.
Yeah, but this-
It's a skeleton with glowing eyes and really beautiful robes.
Okay. I'm gonna chuck Mercutio at it so I can see, so I can get a better look.
Rip.
Yeah, you said rip because we're trying to get her away, and it's moving, and it's a skeleton is bad, and I'm like, I need more information if we need to retreat or not. So it's like, is it a bonus action to yeet my bat?
You can yeet your bat for a bonus action, definitely. It's Wacky Wednesday, anything goes.
so, so, so it can look. Mercutio has detect magic, so I can know what we're dealing with.
Okay. So, would Mercutio using his, the detect magic, would that be the action?
Yes, I would concede that if that's what it needs to be. Yes.
Okay. So I will give you this information as part of your action. The chain that is chained to the floor is magical. Necromancy magic. Of the school of necromancy. There we go. All around you is the spell Cloud Kill, and whatever school that comes from. I'm just gonna
Necromancy as well.
Oh, is it? Yeah, it's probably all. You're surrounded in a hellhole of necromancy. The thing in front of you also exudes this. It's everywhere. It's like black, scary tentacle necromantic magic everywhere. Anything else for your turn? Would you like to move at all?
Just as a group, I think we're all moving towards the door right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna stay with the group. The last thing any of us need to do is separate. I just want to make sure I'm staying with the group if they are moving. If not, I would like to just hold my movement to make sure I stay with the group.
Okay, cool. That sounds good to me. Right, it's Clarice's turn, but she's pretty injured. She doesn't actually have any useful magic because she's not death. She's being
Also-
carried, so she can't move, and she doesn't have any potions. So she's just gonna scream because she did fail her wisdom saving throw, but she can't get away. So I'm just gonna say whoever's carrying her is responsible for dealing with her fear.
Which is
Okay.
what? Fawkes?
Yeah, Fawkes.
Also, it's conjuration, not necromancy. My fault. So
Oh,
I'll go with
excellent.
conjuration.
Thank you. I couldn't be bothered to look that up.
Yeah. I was like, it's necromancy. I obviously know the answer to that. And then I instantly regretted saying that because I knew I was wrong. And I was like, no, it's not that, actually.
So next up is Fawkes. Fawkes, what are you doing? You have a struggling Clarice who, like wet tissue paper, is trying to put up the fight, but she's just making it difficult for her to carry.
Okay. So I'm trying to continue supporting her and moving after, moving in the direction we were going, and I'm like, need more time and try burn off some of this nasty gas, and he's gonna just hunch down, looking fearfully back towards the lich, and just bring his useless tattered wings up, and they start to glow as we've seen before. And then he kind of just drops his head down and forces them forward, and a miniature phoenix just streaks out from the wings towards the lich. And I'd like it to end up in a point where it would be a 20-foot radius that would get the lich and the chain. Is that possible?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. And fireball. This is a fireball.
I'm not sure about that chain getting affected, but
There we go.
It's good. It's good. Hello, fireball, my old
So it's
friend.
dex saving throw.
Nat 20 for 23.
That'll save, so half damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And that is 34, so 18. Nope. Is that right? Hang on. 17, sorry. 17 fire damage. For a half.
Cool, thank you. Anything else for your turn? As this place engulfs in flame, enough to keep you safe, but you feel the heat and the rush of the wind. It kind of burns away the poison gas. Anything else?
I'm just gonna help. I'm helping Clarice. Apart from that, come on, you this way.
Big Ma.
Oh, is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right at the end there.
We got you.
Finally, it's my time. I am going. Ooh, let's see. I'm still gonna try and. I'm just averting my gaze right now. I'm gonna look around at the party. Who was the other person that got affected with me with the poisony?
It was Bart.
But Clarice.
Oh, it was Bart and Fawkes.
Mm-hmm.
No, Clarice.
The poison gas got
Clarice.
me. And
Okay.
and you.
The fear got me.
Okay. Yeah, the fears. I mean, the poison gases I'm talking about. Since I could probably tell you got hit as good as I am. I am going to I just lift my hand, make some symbols in the air, and I'm warding you. So you have for this entire round until the end of my next turn, you have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Thank you very much.
From non-magical weapons. So it doesn't really do anything. But, fuck it. It's what I can do right now. It's just not that counts.
Animated bones aren't magic.
I don't have very many useful things. But then I can make another, it's a wisdom saving, right? Or is it, it's wisdom. Much better. That is a 21.
Hey.
Yeah, I need to make mine too.
Remember, the magic number is 18.
Natural one.
It's it. Okay. Nice. No.
Not natural one.
Only ways up unless it's down.
Unless it's a failure.
Oh, my Lord. Oh,
Next
my
time, the only
Lord.
ways up.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's what I got.
Also, love. Love is what you got.
Top of the round. Our Litchy Lich, who, despite being slightly seared, you see them just pat out the flames. Smirks and has now decided that it wants to monologue. Because I can.
You're lucky.
I mean, you always need a villain monologue.
Look, you're lucky I'm scared of you, or I'd run up to you and punch you in the mouth before you could monologue, you stupid skeleton.
So I'm going to choose a voice at random on my voice thing. I don't know if it's going to be hilarious or spooky, but here we go.
Come on, baby voice. Come on, high baby voice. It's me, the skeleton.
You fools.
Oh, damn it.
No, it's scary.
You should have left her where she was. And now you have released Pythagoras, upon the world. Die now, and our lich will now cast random spell. I'm going to choose.
I'm living for the
Yeah, no, I was like, that's what I was like. Now die, and hold on, it's been a while.
Someone clip it.
so good. It's so good.
Switching between voices. Someone clip it. It'll be hilarious. Creature of my choice. Who's at the back, would you say? Is it you?
Back to you.
Who's at the back? Who's at the back of the queue now?
I'm still there. I'm blocking the entrance. That's like my job.
Then it will be you again, Bart.
Hit me. You got it.
Bart. Oh, this is very, very fitting. Bart,
As a blight.
As a blight, a plant creature, you feel all the moisture being drained from you as this necromantic energy washes over you. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please, as I roll the damage. Because it's on a failed save, the full amount. On a half save, it's half as much.
23.
Oh, you made it.
Okay.
So that was 8, 16, 19.
Yep.
22.
Mm-hmm. No big deal.
27.
Yep. Cool.
32, please.
It's not too bad. Only 16 damage. That's fine.
If you target a non-magical plant, like is it a creature such as a tree or shrub, it doesn't make a saving throw. It simply withers and dies. Oh, whoops.
Well, I mean, I'm magical.
So
you're
fine. You're fine. We're good. We're good.
As a PC, I would like to use my PC shield to not just.
That's why I was like, 1 minute. Let me carry on reading here with my glasses. No, we're good. You're not a non-magical creature. You're very much magical.
That's the end of that.
Yeah. Hey, everybody! It was good playing with y'all. Have fun. Goodbye. Boo. Shay is now my main character. It's cool.
Oh, that pre-made backup. Oh.
Yep, exactly. See, look, I plan ahead already.
Genius.
Right, note to self: before you use spells, Leonie, perhaps read them all.
No. It's more fun to figure out what they do halfway through and be like, "Ooh, actually, could have taken like 90 million more points of damage," but that's okay.
Bart, it's actually your turn. You're feeling a little bit dehydrated.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna roll. Oh wait, I have to roll the wisdom saving throw at the end of my turn. Okay, Okay. So Bart still is sort of staying in the doorway, and telling everybody to run. And I'm gonna use one of my bonus actions here that I have. Where is it?
Surely Bart counts as a creature, right? So
yeah.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
And magical. So we're good. I just note to self, DM, read the whole spell before you cast them. I don't like doing stuff like that.
There's a reason I call him my magical creature comfort.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna use one of my moxie points to use brace up. What I do is I use my fisticuff die, which I punch at d8s. And then I add my constitution, which is 5, and my pugilist level, which is 5. So I get 14 temporary hit points. And so I just sort of like crack my plant neck, but it doesn't really do anything except sound like branches, and like roll my plant shoulders.
Sound effects for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it sounds like. Here, I can go get my some plants and just
Leonie, DM extraordinaire and also Foley artist.
I mean, look at how prepared they were. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right.
That's what we all show up for.
Yep. That is my turn because I'm again waiting to see if this thing is gonna.
Don't forget to roll your saving throw against frightened, please. And I just need to mute quickly, so bear with me.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's 18, then I rolled 18. Okay. Are you talking? You're still muted. I don't know if you're talking. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so my partner just came back from grocery shopping, saying he's like taking off the mask and the gloves and it makes noise. So next on the round, Linobi.
Okay, so last turn, I yeeted my bat, and they told that we were full of necromancy. But now that we have an entire monologue, it was kind of redundant. So, where is Mercutio now?
Mercutio is just like landed on the floor, and like the lich is just kind of like doing that creepy like nun glide thing. I mean, Mercutio is still a little bit sticky from the ooblex as well.
Kind of gross. But has he given any type of care or notice to my
No
movement?
care or notice to you about.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. All right. So Mercutio just kind of in his little just kind of go over to where the the chains are, his little sneakiness, and then what is this thing? Where is this thing? Because I want to make sure I read it outright, so know exactly what is happening. Boop.
Ah, Drinky, thank you so much.
For a second there, I thought that was going to be an NPC that you were thanking.
Really?
Drinky, thank you so much, Drinky. And it's like a zombie shows up next to the to the skeleton. It's just like, here's your cup of blood, master.
How far away am I from? If he's moving towards us, but how far would you say he?
I would say with your party moving and the lich moving, you are keeping a very good 20 meter distance between you. Like it's not running.
Yeah.
You are hurrying away, but it's not running.
Yeah,
it's keeping like a nice steady 20.
Yeah. Okay. So Linobi is going to take their so stereotypically their weapon of choice is a big wrench. That's like a multi-tool that they use to fix things. And then there's Mercutio. And they are able to do 2 infusions at once. And both are going to be enhanced weapon.
Nice.
So I would like for Mercutio to just kind of just go for, what is it, the femur? Is that what this part of the leg is?
The big bone or the little one?
The little one.
Is the fibula.
Fibula, that the part that actually connects it. Yeah, that's about to get bat chopped.
On the lich.
On the lich.
Yes. Okay.
Man, I thought you were smashing the chain there for a second, but okay.
No, the chain is probably what's holding him there.
Well, I know. I just want to, just to be clear.
There's no like weird lich intestines or anything that Mercutio could go after. Is there a robe? Pull the robe off.
Embarrass the skeleton. Embarrass it.
Lord Ozai, you're not wearing pants. I mean, no, Pythagoras.
Pythagoras, up, whoopsie doo.
Are you gonna roll to hit?
Yeah.
I guess. Is that what we're doing?
That's right. That was a 12 plus. Enhanced weapon. Is it 17? 17 to hit. No.
It does.
Oh.
Just. Roll me some damage, please. By the way, does this count as a magical weapon?
Let me. And yeah, it should with enhanced weapon.
Can you just double check for me?
Of course.
I can't wait to watch that clip. I might just get that clip up now while we're waiting because I think that will be hilarious to listen to.
That was really funny.
Magic weapon that grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it.
Excellent. Bonus. It counts. Yeah, brilliant.
Right now the damage. What would a bat chop be? What damage does a mechanical bat do?
I would say bludgeoning.
1d2.
1d6. It's enhanced.
Wow.
It's enhanced.
That's amazingly large amounts of damage for that bat.
That is chunk.
I thought it was already established that it was not chunk, but in fact small.
You
It's
can be small.
enhanced.
It's
Yeah, I
enhanced.
know.
It got
All right.
got muscle, it got dense.
It just needed to not skip leg day, and it failed. So
It has wing day.
same thing. Wing day.
I rolled a 6.
Nice.
Yeah. Go, Mercutio.
You got it.
Tiny.
Anything else for your turn?
No, I just have the shillelagh shillelagh. It's basically shillelagh on the wrench now, so that if anything does come at me, I can swing it away. I'm playing bat defense for the group now.
Okay, good. Clarice's turn. I'm going to skip, but I am going to roll her wisdom saving throw. 17. My girl.
Oh.
My baby.
So close. So close.
She's still frightened. Fawkes,
Mhm.
this is your turn.
Let's see. How is it moving after us? Is it walking or is it floating?
Have you ever seen the Spawn movie or indeed watched the Spawn comics? So it has these like ancient, outdated red robes, and they seem to like move with a mind of their own. The tendrils of the robe kind of like almost like weaving its way towards you, and then it looks like it's pulling it forward. So it seemingly glides.
Mhm.
Kill the robe. It's the robe.
Is it So it's not flying, is it?
Not at the moment, no.
No.
But it could.
Okay, that won't work. In which case, I will just as I'm still helping Clarice, I was like, come on, get out of here. And I just like lean over and just scoop my my little clawed hand actually into the rock of the floor here, and it comes back up just holding like globlets of magma and just fire the firebolt at the licht.
Cool.
And that is going to be a only a 13.
So I was going to decide this anyway. So even with that row, I'm still going to use this spell slot because I have a cool way of describing it. So as you kind of put your claws into the ground and scoop up dirt and it turns into magma and you flick it at the creature, the lich gestures almost like dismissively, almost as if it was batting a fly out of the way. And your magma mid-air turns back into mud as it moves towards you for Pythagoras used counterspell, because I did make up in my mind the next spell that was going to be cast was going to have counterspell against it. So you missed because of that.
Yes. That's why.
That's right. That's why I missed.
Never argue with the GM.
Yes, I am a great arcanist with many spells and hit abilities. It was just counterspell. Mm-hmm.
Anything else for your turn?
I'm going to keep, trying to move away, and I should roll again for my wisdom save. 21.
You are no longer
Finally.
frightened. The fear just...
Resiliency of the dragon.
Big Ma.
Yeah, so now that I'm not frightened no more, I'm gonna roll up to this bad boy. Claws flying. I have very elongated magical nails, and I'm going for just a swiping attack across this motherfucker. Let's go.
I just kind of imagine Big Ma getting like, because okay, so we've all spoke about our grandmas during this show. I'm going to speak about mine. My Nanny Janet, my mum's mum. She has all throughout as long as I've known her and as long as my mum has known, my nan has always got her nails done. My nan's nails are this long.
Oh my God.
And she gets them painted. She's very much a lady of leisure. She doesn't do any housework because she can't. Uh, but they're super long and they're like always beautiful colored. Sometimes she gets nail art, sometimes they have gems on them. So because obviously Big Ma is like our resident, is like all our grandmas put together. This is
It's
what I'm
definitely
imagining.
like red claws, red or orange, like very
Oh man, they're
long.
they're
My
painted and they
grandmother
have
also
jewels
had
on them.
very beautiful nails. I was always jealous of the
How do
beautiful nails.
you type with nails that long? Oh man, like
I
still.
can't do it. I can't do
Yeah.
it.
You
Neither can
no,
I.
you don't do that. You end up learning to use a lower part of
mean,
your
you use-
finger, so you just end up typing like this.
Right. Yeah.
Which
I mean,
is
that's the only
why,
way I could.
which you know, when I said I've just done my nails, and you just notice that when I type, everything is spelt wrong. It's because you have to reteach yourself.
Yeah.
That's great.
Because every time
I almost wish that like it was Dorothea with like a little handbag with spikes, and then I had to
that's like a
like a tiny hand.
that's like a Femme Bowser sort of
Exactly.
mashup.
I
Yeah.
love
Exactly.
it. Roll me some damage, Big Ma.
Well, I rolled a 3, so
Yeah, roll that damage now. I'm sure.
you know,
3.
my depth perception's not that good in my old age, so
gotta-
it's just a wild swing.
Just turn the sprite on already. You know what? It's one of those things where people who refuse to get glasses, they're like, "I'm fine.
Where's
I can
my
see."
bifocals?
Yeah, hold on. It's which pair of these? Wait, these are the wrong ones, I think.
Give me 1 second, sweetie, and I'll kill you. I just gotta get my glasses.
You hold
Right, I
still for
gotta
Big Ma, hold
get
still
my
for Big Ma.
glasses on. Big pearl chain. Yeah, so I rolled a 3. I did
Oh,
not.
okay.
I did
No,
not
you swipe air, unfortunately. Big Ma. Anything else from your turn?
I don't really think I have many bonus actions. So, currently, I'll cackle. It's not gonna do much. It just it extends my hexes within 60 feet by around. I don't have any hexes currently. But why not? It's fun.
All right, you cackle.
You got to roleplay that cackle. Give me some.
I have found in my now 30 years of age, I am slowly turning into my grandmother. So if you make me laugh really loud, you will hear the cackle. I'm adopted. I'm still inheriting the cackle. So it's just it's coming. It'll get there.
I also cackle like my nan, so it's fine. You get me, my mum, and my nan in the room, and we all laugh the same. It's really weird. It just happens. Right, top of the round, Lich's turn. I'm not going to do any more funny voices and say something awkward and completely diminish my villain. But Big Ma, since you're right in the front, you are going to take the brunt of this thunder wave. You swipe the air, and this Lich smirks. If a skull could smirk, this is what it would look like, before it kind of like does this downward punch without touching the floor, because let's face it, it's a powerful wizard. It doesn't need to touch the floor. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
It's a 9. I am not rolling good today at all. At all.
Roll better.
Okay, so you take 8 points of thunder damage, please, and you are pushed back by 10 feet, rejoining your party because you had to move into melee range, and there is a loud audible boom as this all happens. It's quite deafening. Bart, your turn.
Since I am no longer afraid, Bart is gonna do what Bart does and just like runs up to this thing and says to everyone else, "Get out of here! Don't worry." And turns to this thing. It's like, "Abomination, be cleansed." And he's just gonna start wailing on it. Now let's see. I did the math, and I have the ability to take disadvantage to do maximum damage, but my to hit isn't high enough to do that yet in a reliable fashion, unfortunately. So I won't be doing that, even though it's a class feature that I want to use, because I want to use all my class features at once. But anyway, I'm going to punch twice, and then I'm going to use my bonus action, spend a moxie point, which is my last one, to then punch 2 more times.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so we got 24, 15, 22, 19.
I heard a 15 in there. Anything that was over
Yes.
17
Anything over?
hits.
Okay, so 3 then.
Okay.
3 were over. So wow. Okay, max damage. Cool. 11 damage. 11 damage again,
Mhm.
and then 8 damage. So 30 altogether.
Yeah, done. Do your punches count as magical?
Yes.
Cool. Perfect. As you punch this thing, I'm gonna just take a little bit of descriptive for you. You punch it and you see its jaw dislocate. It turns its head back to you. You can kind of see its jaw roll round and lock back into place. And if it was possible for a skull to frown, like the symbol of Baal, that's what this skull is doing. Anything else for your turn, please?
I just want to put the llama on its head so it can actually have these expressions that you're that you're saying. If it could frown, I'm like, here, buddy, just use this llama. It'll help your no. But
And
yeah,
then
no,
and then the fight is over because all the lich wanted was a friend to make a facial expressions.
Wait a minute. Well, I'll do it. I don't have anything else going on. We can be. I'll make all the faces anyway. Yeah, I'm done. Bart rolls friendship and fails because they have a -5 from social awkwardness. All right.
Lenobi, your turn.
I just think it's funny because I'm just using Mercutio kind of as like I'm playing Mercutio right now. Can Mercutio climb up his robe? Do you think he'd even notice if Mercutio climbed?
You can roll a Mercutio stealth.
Oh, buddy, yes, I will. Do we share a stealth? Is it just a base?
Just don't be sad if you roll lower than passive perception and get stepped on. Like if you're gonna do this, like it's on a lich, and it's like one of those megalomania latches. It will just be like, bleh, bleh, bleh. He nearly made me lose my crown.
I was gonna say, as the lich's crown falls off, because it's just stomping so hard.
All right, you said, is it just a base? That's what I was asking. Is it just a base D20 roll? Do they share Lenobi's stealth?
No, I don't think Mercutio would say that.
So a base is fine.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if Mercutio has a Dex modifier, that would go in it.
Technically, you could count it depending on what size it is. Usually, you get like a bonus to Dex / stealth based on how large you are as a creature. So,
passive perception.
I did roll a base 17 is what I rolled on my die.
Okay. What is passive perception? It's
your perception modifier plus 10.
No, it's your wisdom modifier plus your proficiency modifier.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
I was always told something different.
It's plus 10. Sorry, it's 10 plus wisdom plus proficiency.
Yeah.
So whatever. Because mine's 15, so.
Lenovi, as Mercutio is climbing up Pythagoras' robes, this, after like the jaw replace, his head just turns to look at the little mechanical bat.
Yes.
What's the phrase that Mercutio uses all the time? What's one of the words?
Yeah, come on.
That's why I said just gross.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, it cut out, so I didn't hear you say gross. I was like, what's the word?
It slowly turns to gross.
Perfect. I love it.
What? So he sees Mercutio but doesn't do anything.
Well, it's not in his turn, so not yet.
Okay, alright. You said his jaw's gone?
Well, his jaw locked back into place. It was dislocated by Bart, but it's back. Just slightly not dislocated. Not like it's gone. Maybe next time.
I was gonna
gotta punch harder. Gotta punch harder.
He's just gonna climb inside. Actually. Down he go. in the rope, inside of the skeleton.
Okay.
He goes, gross, and then burrows into his clothes.
Okay. Anything else? This is gonna be like Weasel in the pants moment.
Yeah,
I
I
can
was gonna
see
say,
it
it's-
coming.
It would be
I
Wacky
apologize.
Wednesday with that, like an allusion to cartoons.
Yeah.
Wanton chaos. To just start. I don't know what it's gonna do. Hopefully distract him, but that's what Mercutio's doing, climbing through his robes and trying to just attack and try to fuck him up.
Really wish the
There is
skeleton
no
had
really
skin.
attack. It's just it's a construct, and it just says construct to protect you. Doesn't really give an attack, a scratch, or a bite, or anything like that. That's
Okay.
why I'm kind of like.
Just keep it a D6 and a standard flat D20.
Okay, thank you. And as far as the D6, what? I should probably actually do something soon so I can do damage. He did a 3 damage.
Okay. And you definitely pissed Pythagoras off. Who is next? Clarice, Skip, Fawkes. Huh? Sorry, Lenobi, did you say something?
And use the distraction. Use it.
Okay, yeah, he's quite distracted and pissed off, definitely. But also, I only gave him up to level 6 spells, and one of those level 6 spells is disintegrate. I just thought I'd put that out there, Fawkes.
Yes. Okay. So, Fawkes thinks that Clarice is probably finding her feet somewhat now, and he's like, "Look, just keep moving," and he's going to turn back, and as Big Mar is sent, thunderously towards them, he's going to run over and catch her as she's coming towards them, and put his hands on her shell, and where his hands touch the shell, you just see these veins of bright orange, like fire, spreading out across the shell. And I'm going to cast a second level Cure Wounds on Big Mar. Which is going to be, pretty good, 17 points of healing.
Nice. That'll do. I was pretty low.
And why did you run up to it and start hitting it?
Well, I have to protect my children, all right?
Okay, well, that's my job, so. It's all of our jobs to protect each other equally.
And then, so that's all. I run over and cast that, and like, there you go, okay?
Is this a target or an area effect spell?
Disintegrate? Better
Yeah.
be a targeted spell. If that was an AoE, I'd be real angry.
It's good, right? Big Mo, it's your turn.
Okay. Claws aren't doing much. I'm still gonna head back out, and I am raising up my cane, which is also magical. Thanks, switchy stuff. And I'm gonna just give him a big whack around the head.
Do so. Again?
It's a 10. It's a 10. I even tested it. I tested it just to see if it was rolling right, and I rolled a 23. And then when it happens, I roll a 10. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, good. There's some stats for you, Buns, in the Zoom chat.
I got higher on those 2 healing dice than I've got on a D20 all night.
That seems to be about right. Yeah.
Okay, you definitely missed Big Ma. But it's top of the round and it's Pythagoras' turn, and he's kind of pissed. And so it's a toss-up really between Lenobi and Bart on who he's going to attack.
Bring it. And Bart's just gonna, if he's a megalomaniac skeleton, Bart is taunting him the whole time.
Okay, then it's probably going to be Bart.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, what's up, bone bro? F you, effer. Anyway, Bart's not good at trash talking.
How dare you?
He points.
Yeah, disintegrate me.
I need you, please, to make me a dexterity saving throw.
No, not dexterity. It's fine. It's just not. Can't I just use my my strength of my body to resist? Oh no, 15. Yeah, how much damage is like 80? Bring it! I'm gonna fucking die. I love it.
10d6 plus 40 damage.
Oh shit.
And if you hit 0, you disintegrate.
Well, I mean, you have to roll really badly for this.
Well,
it's gonna kill me. The plus 40 damage on it is enough to bring me to 0. So
let me just see, because I did nerf some things. And I haven't got those notes up. I just know what its HP was. And I was like, that's all I needed. But I did nerf some stuff. Such as only having level 6 spells.
right, which is still a lot for.
Actually, I made it a D4. My D4's missing. I made it a D4 and I halved it because this is not.
Okay, so it's plus 20 instead of 40.
Yeah.
It's just
When you say a D4, you mean a single D4?
no.
It's 5. I halved it. It's 5d4 plus 20 instead of 10d6 plus 40. So that was a 2.
I might survive that.
2.
Thank God he's out of practice.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 plus 20, 32.
33.
33. Thank you. Math.
Yep. Okay, I'm still standing. Barely. If you had rolled any better on any of those D4, I probably would have died. Okay. I am at 5 HP. The only thing that saved me was giving myself temporary hit points. If I hadn't done that, I would have died.
Temporary hit points, no matter how little, always useful.
Yep.
That would be all for Pythagoras' turn.
I think Bart's like talking mad garbage, right? And then Pythagoras like points at him, says his villain spiel, and like Bart just. He's already had like moisture sucked out of him, so he's all dry and crackly. And this thing just sort of like where he was like a big chunky bush, just like a bunch of the stuff falls off, and he becomes like more skeletal and just like branches everywhere, and they're all withered. And like the thing is, Fawkes, if you set any sort of fire around me, there's a whole bunch of kindling now that I'm that was me. That's gonna but yeah, no, I think he like loses some of his mass and like staggers back.
Okay. And it's your turn, by the way.
Yeah, no, I understand. Okay. And because I have an ability, what is it? Sorry, I don't know the names of these things. I know what they do though.
It's okay. Make them up.
Right, it's the reaction. I have a reaction that anytime anything reduces me to less than half my hit points, I get to roll. What is the number? Yeah, I get to roll my pugilist level plus Constitution.
Nice.
and I get that many temporary hit points back, and then I also get all of my expended moxie points. And this is something I can only use once per short rest.
Okay, do it.
Oh God.
This is why you're the tank.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what this class is for. So my pugilist level, so I get 10 HP back
Nice.
and all 3 of my moxie points.
You're looking a little bit less withered. Someone. It looks like someone.
Yeah.
Someone watered you a little bit, and
Right, exactly.
and you're not too sure if you're gonna make it.
Right. They remembered after like a week and a half that they probably should have watered me like 6 days ago. Like, ooh, did I do it last week? I'll just water them just to make sure. Yeah. Okay.
Fawkes like pulls out whatever those green plant food things are. These kicking plants. Comes up just like stabs it into him like an adrenaline shot.
Grove. Yeah, it's the Miracle Grove fertilizer steak, and you're like, ah! All right.
Live, damn it, live!
Don't you die on me, don't you? Okay, Bart, because
I love this party.
Yeah, Bart is who they are. Is like staggers back and is like, is that the best you got? Abomination! And he just is gonna use his regain moxie point to punch 4 times. And it's 17, right? Is the AC that I'm aiming for? Okay, 3 of them hit again.
Cool. Deal me some damage.
All right. 11, 10.
Nice.
6, so 27. Yeah, so just to be clear for everyone who else is in the party, Bart looks like a withering plant that needs sun and also water and maybe some fertilizer.
As you're punching and wailing away on Pythagoras, you're chipping off bits of tooth, you're taking off bits of skull. He's looking bad. Lenobe.
Coincidentally, so is Bart, so it works out. You know what I mean?
I finally found my stuff and have stats for something. Lenobe's gonna do some damage.
Yay! Do some damage.
So first, Mercutio, just to get his movement out the way on that thing. He is going to do, what was this thing say? High rendering damage. That's what. Let me bring back up the chat so I can see. Yeah, force empowered rend.
Okay.
So it's a
+4 to hit. 1d8 plus
2 force damage. First to hit.
Yeah, technically technically it's medium, but you can flavor it however you want as long as you just use the stats that are there.
Yeah.
Or you can just make Mercutio a giant fucking bat, scary as shit. Like,
have you seen one of the Fawkes bats? They're like this big. It's like if everyone's seen Stream Cat, my cat, enough. Like it's like if my cat was sitting on my on my shoulder. But I rolled and it was +4 to hit, so that made it an 18.
You want me some damage?
Okay, yes, nice work.
Roll higher than a 4.
Okay.
Kill stealer! Ah!
I have to stop picking up 12. That's what I gotta do. I actually rolled max damage 8, 9, 10, so +2, so 10.
Lenobe, please describe how Mercutio using force empowered rend ends this lich.
Okay.
And before he actually dies, I'll have a line. But you describe.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it in the mindset of our everyone's favorite little mechanical bat. Okay, so I've crawled inside of this gross thing, and I don't know what the heck that is, and so he punches it, and it just starts going boom. And he goes, "Oh shit, that worked!" So he climbs down and he holds on to the rib cage and then starts like swinging around, and then just drops down and then jumps back up and goes like this with his wings, and it just sends a force from inside the lich and goes and then crumbles. But before he crumbles, he goes,
This is not the end of me. I'll be back.
gross.
In the background, Big Ma's still swinging. Just swinging. Like trying to hit a pinata. Like,
Big Ma, please. Oh, but you know what? It's break time, so we're gonna go have a break, and then we'll wrap this scene up because yes, you have defeated the lich, but you haven't destroyed its phylactery.
I just wanna make it clear that Big Ma hits Bart and he dies.
No,
he dies. He's
Bart
dead.
killed. You know what? He took 10 points of damage from that kill steal, and then
breaking his heart. Just
yep, exactly. And then Big Ma comes in swinging at his face like a piñata, knocks him out. He's just like
unconscious. But
okay, anyway.
everybody, thank you so much for the follows. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for the raid. That was wonderful. We will be back in about 10. We're just going to have a quick bio, stretch our legs because it's really important when you're sitting at a desk all day to have stretches. And if you're enjoying yourselves, please give us a follow. We've got a BitGo donation going on, or maybe you'd like to subscribe. All the help and all of that is deeply appreciated. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. See you in a bit. If I can press the right button. Here we go. probably get more one day, but I want to buy some TTRPG books next month, so that's probably what I'll spend my money on. Right, quick recap. So the party just fought a lich and won. I fought the lich and the lich didn't win. No, they kicked the lich's butt, and just before the lich crumbled into dust, pulverized by force punches by Mercutio Lenobi's mechanical bats, and it just crumbled into dusty dust. The lich threatened that he, Pythagoras, would be back. And so, yes, party, that's where we will pick up the session. You are probably a little bit worse for wear, but Clarice seems to be still alive. You seem to
Hooray.
still be alive.
Yay!
What are you doing?
So,
what are you up to?
Yeah, Bart like leans over and is like, "Oh boy, oh, okay, it's good. I just gotta let it out. Okay, everybody. Oh, good job, team. Spirits and scones for the win." And like he raises his arm up and it crackles, and he's like,
No, water skin, dumping it on you. Is it like the Tin Man in Athletic?
Yeah.
Water can.
Water can.
Get to water, Bart, please.
Yeah.
Bartholomew, come here. Now, remember, what we've talked about this before. It just looks like fire. And I'll do a cure wounds on him.
Yay!
Bart hisses at your hand still, even though you just warned him anyway. Like,
Fire bad.
Fire bad. Yeah.
Hey, it's a max 12.
Okay. Hooray.
So I don't have any second slots left anymore.
No. Back above 20, everybody. Hooray. I'm at half hit points now. So
now, how much do we know about liches?
We don't even know it's a lich. I was terrible and extrapolated information. So
why don't you roll me someone here can roll me roll me a D100, and if it's over a certain percentage that I have now set in my head.
You joked how I couldn't roll above a 4.
What did you roll?
A 4.
Stop.
On a D100? Jeez.
Well, I would count that as your roll. Big Ma's in charge. It's Big Ma's company. It makes sense.
Holy crap.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So, I would say that this is your first lich that spooks and scones.
Oh,
spirits and scones. I kind of like spooks and scones. Spirits and scones has encountered. So no, you don't know anything about liches, unless someone would like to roll a history check. Maybe Big Ma has some books that you may have looked over on the paranormal.
Oh, actually, I have the sage feet, so I would have read something about this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if
you also have the I don't have the sage feet. I got the sage background. Never mind.
Sage background. I have the sage feet, so I would have read on something when we said we were going after evil things.
Look.
Yeah, roll for it.
It's the skeleton is saying it's gonna come back, and he like turns to Carice. He's like, what's it talking about?
Oh, good. I'm nice and thirsty.
Wait for Bart? No, it's not going to work out with us, Carice. I'm sorry.
I rolled a 23.
Yeah. You need to destroy its phylactery. I was keeping it at bay. And Lenobi would remember, upon hearing the word phylactery, that you have definitely read a book about the most powerful undead creature. One of the most powerful, I should say. There are a few others, but one of the most powerful undead creatures is a lich. And there are many different types of liches with many different purposes. Not all of them are evil. And you think about this one case about these elven liches called Balons, but you're not talking about that right now. But a lich is a person who has extended their life through unnatural means, sealing their soul into a phylactery, an object. And unless that object is destroyed, the lich can come back. Sometimes they come back within minutes, hours, days.
Phylactery, is that some sort of musical instrument? We have to destroy like his. Is it like a stringed or a wind instrument?
I think it's a bone down here. I don't know.
I would like.
Oh, it's like the coccyx on. Yeah, I got you.
Fawkes,
Language,
I
Bartholomew.
think you're gonna be very happy with what I'm about to ask you to do. I'm gonna kind of like help everybody else to the edge of the room, and then kind of shoo Fawkes to the middle. Set it all on fire.
What's the wait? But if we have to destroy the phylactery, do we know what it is?
No, so set it all on fire.
Carice, do you know what it is? The phylactery. You were keeping it at bay, but what were you? Look, Lenobi, we need to burn that waterlogged book too because you took it out of its hands. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey.
I'm saying.
Said the room.
Okay.
But what if that's the phylactery?
Yeah, that's what I just.
Slams it on the ground and goes, "You're not wrong."
And when she slams it on the ground, that is no longer an object that is being carried. So.
Yeah. Fire. So yeah, I mean, Bart turns to Carice and is like, do you know what it is? I mean, as Fawkes is like burning, like finally just like shooting fire, he's like, and that burn.
Small fire rave happening in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's got,
sorry.
Wait,
he's got
guys.
fire. He's got fire poise from somewhere. It's like,
What?
He only has serious DM face.
Yep.
I have no poker face. What can I say?
is the skeleton still there that was chained?
Yes, it is.
I was thinking about that riddle. Right? So death will never find me, for death binds me. So I think the binding is the binding of the phylactery, right? His spirit in the phylactery. So if we maybe the phylactery is within that skeleton there, and that's why it's chained down and kept tight.
What if the phylactery is death? Because death binds them.
That was my second choice. Do we
Look,
have to kill our date?
Well, I don't reckon
Not
that would be the wisest choice, considering.
Not the first time. I'm willing to do it. It's not the first time.
Well, no, Death is a fine, upstanding young, gentle person.
Young?
I mean, I understand. I just mean it's not
Well,
the first time.
they ain't got as many wrinkles as I
They don't have skin most of the time.
It's a very weird conversation. What is Clarice doing?
do.
I keep asking them questions.
I know. She doesn't answer. I'm asking her, and she just keeps staring up.
Maybe if you like took a breath, like she would answer because like you ask a
No.
question and then you keep talking, so she's just like,
Carice, explain it all. Boom, nailed it.
he's bound to the Vandersand ghost. The poltergeist in the house. He asked my help. I was trying to send him to the other side with the ritual. But the ritual, in fact, activated the lich. And it was I had to keep doing the prayer because it kept the lich at bay, but it didn't send the poltergeist. I don't even know where he is.
There's so many ghosts in this house. Like,
It's all the same ghost.
it is. They're not okay. So the white lady and the
Yes,
hand and everything. It's all the.
It's a really long and complicated story, but basically, the Vandersand ghost is stuck here. And he was trying to keep people away from here because if anyone activated it, they would bring Pythagoras back. And so all his parlor tricks, the blood, was to scare people. Obviously, it didn't scare my father because my father's an idiot.
I didn't want to say anything, but I agree.
No,
with
no,
that
no.
statement.
All of Waterdeep knows that. It's except for my father. It's fine. I'm very aware that my father is a complete fool. But this is the thing. Pythagoras' phylactery is Vandersand. The skeleton
Okay.
is Vandersand's body, yes, but his eternal soul is the actual phylactery.
Well, how can he kill a soul?
So I don't get to kill the gnome.
So I tried to send him back, but it was a trap.
I mean, Spirits and Scones is here, and we know how to deal with souls and poltergeists. So what we need to do is cleanse the house.
Exorcism.
Yeah, I mean yeah. And if we were a bunch of white women, we would buy sage, but that doesn't actually work, and that's some horse shit. So,
We're not though, are we? We are a group that is adjacent to the norms of society. We need to send this thing to the opposite side
wow.
from where it came. It's time to get hype, because we ain't a bunch of squares, and I'm out of Pythagoras puns.
I just want to point out that your blatant racism is pretty problematic at this point, Fawkes. Like,
Which bit was racist? Adjacent?
gnomes. You hate gnomes so much, and they're
No.
the fault for everything. You just gotta,
There's that one gnome on Twitter. He's quite nice.
Shout out to
I don't even
Vivian.
know what's going on with y'all youngins and your fangled flute and Twitter thing.
Twitter, that's like birds communicating?
Some kind of new magic. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, but
You know,
recently
you get
it's become something called Angry Birds as well. It's nasty.
You know, back in my day, we walked 700 miles to deliver a message in person, and we liked it.
Back
That
in
took
my
a
day,
long time.
Very long time.
Back in my day, we just murdered everything,
Totals.
and that was our language, killing. So
I think we all can be fair and say that your upbringing as a blight is very different than the rest.
you know what? Sure. As I learn more about my sweet, sweet companions, I realize that being a murdering plant that just travels around sounds much like adventurers, but not so much like this group.
Fair. Going to take the very much in need of medical care Clarice back up to her house so that we can.
Do we think this?
And also destroy a ghost. Whee!
Do we think this poltergeist is like stuck in the house, or like specifically to an object in the house or a room? I mean, it travels around the house, but poltergeists usually aren't tied to objects; they're tied to a location. And I don't feel like we can. I don't think we can burn this house down again. And
you don't think we should?
Right. I don't think we should. We could easily, quite easily, and he pats Fawkes on the back, but we shouldn't probably, because we need to get paid for this job that's taken us.
You're breaking up.
Even if we burn it from the bottom up and leave the attic?
We need to go to the attic, I think. We need to go to the attic because that's the only room we haven't been in.
You technically have.
I know. I know.
Isn't that where the Great Moth Conspiracy is based?
Yes, the Great Moth Conspiracy is based in the attic.
I feel like it's
dun, dun, dun.
Not a conspiracy. It's like partially factual. But anyway. Okay. Well, Dorothea. Bart turns to Dorothea and says, do you have any purification rituals that we can do so we can cleanse this? Because here's the issue. We need to get this done ASAP because who knows, this skeleton threatened to come back, but who knows? What if it's like 2 seconds from now? We walk out of this room and it just like shows up and it's like, what's up? because I can't really get pointed at again. That thing pointed at me, and I felt my life at the end of a tether, and it almost snapped.
Dorothea always said it was rude to point, but wow.
We got some total cultural things I might be able to wrestle up, but as far as real magic, I don't have anything like that.
Well, I mean, you're the leader and you formed this group, so I'm sure most of our purification rituals and spells are based off of your own knowledge. So your total knowledge for your purification of poltergeists, let's do it.
What experience have we had with poltergeists before?
I would say it is the kind of like bread and butter of your business.
Hmm.
Poltergeists, to be, I don't know about the lore here, but to be clear, are like different than like ghosts are much more. Poltergeists are usually angry ghosts that like flip out and throw furniture and stuff. Speaking of like the lore of like real world, I guess. So, but not necessarily D&D. So this is a useful spirit trying to be helpful. Yeah. Even if it's trying to keep people away, its job is not it's not doing well enough. We're gonna have to get rid of it.
Ghost already knew that. That's why I got in contact with Clarice in the first place. So if it did it once before, I'm pretty sure it would be able to contact her and talk with her again. Then we could just help it. We'll be able to help it where she couldn't. So we should destroy the skeleton in total and then leave so that we can go find the other ghost.
Dorothea, do we need any special ingredients for the ritual?
No, not much. I'm gonna busy myself taking out my scholar's pack, and I've got a bottle of ink and a quill. I'm just pulling this out of my ass here. Dorothea is gonna pull from her source of knowledge about witchcraft and witchery, and I'm painting just arcane symbols just from her witchcraft studies that are generalized cleansing protection things. There's no spell for it. It doesn't necessarily do anything, but I'm writing them on the walls and on the floor.
Would someone like to roll me a history check so I can help you out?
18.
Ooh. Higher than a 4.
That's higher than a 4.
It's still not enough, no joking. It is.
Not even an 18.
Dorothea, you do know that the way that you permanently get rid of a ghost is to deal with the ghost's trauma. And a lot of holy water.
Yeah, a lot of holy water. Well, I don't reckon we necessarily need to kill this skeleton. I think we might want to consider putting it to rest and not in a crushing it to dust and leaving it.
You mean like a violent, not in a violent way?
Mildewy cave.
Ugh. No.
Oh, we need to release it from these chains.
Is it tightly chained? Like you couldn't, because it's bones. Could you like pop it out and?
If we just label them all so we can reconstruct it at the other end.
Yeah, you probably could.
She's not unwilling to do that.
Why don't we summon the spirit here and ask it what it needs us to do?
Room? Why?
Why what?
Why would we put the lich and their phylactery in the same room?
No. I'm talking, a graveyard with flowers and.
Bart just said let's summon it here.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, well.
No. Which is why we should go back up there.
All right, fine. Well, we can move from this room where a dangerous creature of undeath is going to raise up at random times. Sounds good.
Trying to leave.
Where is it going to raise up? Is this going to come back, or is it going to come from its phylactery?
No.
You don't know.
I mean, the only person that would know is the person who told us what a phylactery is in the first place, which is you, Lenovi.
Trying to get her medical care.
Okay, fine, let's go. I'm uncomfortable leaving a skeleton that's going to come back and disintegrate
It's stained
things
to a
or
wall
whatever.
that specifically is made to keep it there. We'll be back. Don't worry.
All right. Do you think? Okay, but I have a question. Do you think that if we left it chained here forever and we came back periodically and just murdered it again, that we would continually build our knowledge and continue
It's
to
at this
grow
point
as
that Clarice points out that's not Pythagoras' body.
right? It's Van Zandt's body.
Yes.
Mhm.
Vandersand is not Pythagoras.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
So we need to put the Vandersand spirit to rest so that the Pythagoras won't come back.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Mhm.
Isn't that still the skeleton that was just attacking us?
You mean Vandersand's?
Vandersand is the one chained. The lich.
Vessel, yeah.
The lich
Which one was
is now dust.
Okay.
Separate skeletons.
Separate skeletons. That's what I needed to
Attic, house, 2 skeletons.
I know that.
Look,
I'm
think
just
there's
clarifying all the details.
I think there's another attic.
It's like Plato's The Cave, where you just exit one attic and it's a bigger attic and a bigger attic.
No, hang on. Are we doing Plato or Pythagoras? I'm going to do one at a time.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's do both and see what happens. Okay.
Attics all the way down.
Yep.
Oops, all addicts.
One day I'm gonna do that game.
Wow. Let's take Carissa and get her sorted, and then we can.
How are you, Grace? How are you feeling? Do you need some healing?
Yeah,
I don't think my knees bend anymore.
Let's get
that's
those
all right,
sorted.
honey. Neither do mine.
I, John, in Japan, sympathize very, very much with kneeling for long periods of time. So, yes, Fawkes will do a cure wounds on her as
Excellent.
well.
Yeah, you patch those knees up nice and good. She still doesn't think she can kneel for a long time. She'll be standing and sitting for like a really. Yes, chair.
PTSD kneeling. I mean, come on, for real.
Yeah. You patch her up nice and good. You head back upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You head upstairs. You went down here quite late at night. I would say it's very early morning. Not early enough for the house to be awake, but early enough. And you obviously come up into the kitchen where Clarice immediately heads towards some food. I imagine Bart's trying to slow down her consumption.
Yep, I'm like, hey, no, small bites, only a little bit. Wait, patience while you eat. Make sure you masticate all the way.
I'm gonna slip her a strawberry candy when nobody's looking.
She totally takes it, even though it's covered in handbag fluff. She don't care.
It's got part of like Werther's original caramel melted on top of it. And so it's strawberry. Yep.
It probably tastes really good. It's probably the best candy she's had in a long time.
Yeah. So where do we encounter this poltergeist or ghost?
I never used to summon him, she says, sucking on this sweet. He just used to turn up.
Where is it most frequent?
Upstairs, mostly. The landing, the attic.
Okay.
He would, every time the blood is cleaned off the hearth, he would put it back.
So there's no consistency in him showing up. It just seems kind of random.
Well, except for the blood.
He responds to interaction with the hauntings. So if we interact with one of the hauntings, he'll show up. Specifically.
Okay, so have they cleaned up the blood, which is actually paint? Okay,
yeah. So, no, because it's okay. So you went down. It was like, we'll say it was midnight when you went down. You've come up. It's now like 3 a.m.
I just wasn't sure if if these nobles were shit stains that were like, it's 1 a.m, wake somebody up and make them
No,
make sure
no,
that
no.
it's cleaned up before I wake up in 6 hours.
The coach
Okay.
the coach well is a fool, but he's not an arsehole.
Okay, all right. So yeah, Bart goes over to the bloodstain and just starts like scratching it. He's not using like a soap or anything. He's just like using his hands to like scrape up the blood.
The paint, yeah. I would say also it's been about 16 hours since your last rest.
Mm-hmm. Bart's almost dead. He's fine.
Well, let's take a breather. Lich isn't gonna come back anytime soon, so.
Do we know that? Is that a thing that we know? As Bart's
No,
like,
honey, but you need
scraping
some
on it.
tea, and I need to rest my joints. So I'm
Sit in that overstuffed chair, wing back over there, and I'll just keep scraping up this blood until something happens.
No,
Y'all
you're
take
gonna
naps.
sit there and take your nap, and you're gonna like it.
I refuse, and you're not my birth tree.
I'm giving him the grandmother look that
Oh no.
Them.
don't fucking try me, child.
Okay.
The scary
know.
one. You know
Right.
the scary one.
Yes, I do. I am intimidated by this butt, and so is Bart. So Bart just like
Terrified
flounces
llama.
down. Yeah. Yeah, the llama just like all of a sudden the buttons turn into actual like cartoon eyes and they get really big.
Oh,
Mm.
I kind of want to know if Bart rests if he gets in a plant pot.
No, I think his resting is he assumes the pose that looks like a way a human would rest. So he like sits down on his ass and like puts one knee up and then rests his arm on his knee and he just doesn't move.
Okay.
And so it's weird because he looks like a statue. He used to just lie flat on his back. But too many people thought he was just like a bunch of sticks and tried to like sweep him away. So now he uses like a human-ish pose to simulate like I'm a person. Although in a place like this, he probably would be he would probably be considered like a shrubbery or something like a or a topiary. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the ones that are like animals.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The ones that are like designed.
Yeah. If we're taking a short rest, Big Ma's gonna pull out her carpet bag and start some knitting, just kind of humming away, as if nothing had happened.
And Bart's staring at the blood like must clean, must further plot, but he's been properly educated in the ways of Big Ma, so they just sit there and like. I forget how long is a short rest?
An hour.
Okay.
Mm.
Cool.
It's definitely some like gospel tune.
No.
I'd have to think on what song it would be, but it's definitely like some southern gospel tune.
You mean like
the cleaning on Sunday kind of music.
When the gates.
Right.
No, if it's cleaning, if it's like cleaning on a Sunday, on like on a Saturday, that's not. But she was like, "Let's go."
You wake up and like she's already playing the church music, so you know it's cleaning day.
Everywhere.
That's
See,
how it was in my house.
Okay.
Come home. Somebody played Stomp like it was 97.
My grandmother was very into Gregorian chanting, so you knew things were getting serious when the chanting music.
Like proper full-on Gregorian.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
Halo music.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, she had so many CDs, and that's all she would play.
And did she play the cover of Gregorian chants doing Green Day?
No, she was not that hip. She was very stuck in a very specific time period in her life.
They've done Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and it is beautiful.
I bet. I mean, it's great. I just, when you're a kid, kind of weirds you out when it's Gregorian chanting Christmas songs, and you're like, I know what this is, but like,
why is it all in Latin?
Yeah.
Right, this is something we will have to Google later. But cool. So you take your long rest, not your long rest, your short rest, an hour. Please refresh everything that needs to be refreshed. Please spend any hit die that needs to be spent.
How many hit die should I use?
All of them. Oh, thank you, Princess, for throwing my book at me. You were so helpful. Here, let me help get out the curtain. There we go.
I mean, maybe she thought you needed some light reading.
Light reading. Light reading.
Light.
Yeah, that's light. All right, I'm going to spend 3 hit die and recover enough to go to full. So I have 2 left, just in case this ghost kicks the crap out of Bart, and I'm like, I'm dying again. This is hard.
I hate fighting.
I don't want to fight anymore, everybody. They keep beating me up. It's not as cool as I thought.
Cool.
All right. And so when Bart recovers, I have recovered everything. Bart starts like seriously trying to clean off this blood and is like, okay, I'm going to start cleaning this and hopefully the ghost will show up to sort of interact with it. And then at that point, I hope everybody is ready to sort of charm the crap out of this ghost so we can figure out what's the trauma and we can, put them to rest instead of just like salting and burning their bones and hoping that gets rid of them in a very nasty, violent way.
Okay, so you have your rest, you remove the paint. It's about 4 a.m. Fire's still going, but you are probably the most familiar with it as the lights turn blue. Until the fireplace, too, is also blue.
Spirit, we call upon you to give us your wisdom and your counsel to end the life or the unlife of the creature that keeps you here in perpetuity. Okay, just so you know, my hearing is terrible, so
Leave was
okay.
what that word was.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought it was
sorry.
me.
Yeah. Who are you talking to? There's 8 of us. Which one are you talking to? Hello, I'm Frederick the ghost. Oh, it's nice to meet you.
Thank you for the sub.
We are not here. We are not common nobility or other folks. We are spirits and scones, specifically designed as a team of paranormal fighters to deal with the situation before you. And this is like Bart's like reading off of a card. He has like a little script and he's like, yes, and then flips it over. It's one of those tech call things where it's like, if they ask you this question, turn to page 23. And he's like, oh shit, okay, hold on.
It's like Dorothea always says, politeness is the way forward. After you.
You first, ghost?
We know about Pythagoras. Lenobi says like very boredly, like they're tinkering with something in their hair at this point. And they're like, we know about Pythagoras. Do you want them destroyed or not?
No.
Why couldn't you go over there?
I was framed.
You were framed. picture frame? Like, do we have to just, or do you like I didn't do it frame?
What do you know about the Vandersand ghost?
He was accused of murdering his wife.
I mean, I know that, but Lenovi is. Does anybody in the party like say that out loud? Because
So, you didn't kill your wife?
Thank you for.
I was framed.
by
Are you? Ooh. Jinx. I just got such a vivid image of Lenobi and Fawkes' faces, just their eyes going, by who?
It's the anime cross cut of their eyeballs, and then it says Jinx. Yeah.
No other response?
uh, if we can give you justice, if you tell us, I don't know. Then they lean over to Fawkes. Why are we talking like
we're pretty good at we're pretty good at investigation, not just paranormal investigation.
Wait.
Not you. You can keep going.
Go ahead. No.
I was framed.
Stop real quick before. Bye. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Keep repeating the same questions. I'm sure that's gonna work.
Okay. I believe you.
How long ago was this murder? We have to figure out who murdered this woman now for this trauma to disappear. Ugh, it's always harder to do the good thing instead of the easy thing.
Ooh,
Okay.
Do you think this is another?
Go. Sorry, excuse me.
No, so do you think this is another riddle like the being bound by death thing?
Explain.
Framed. I mean, we just all assumed that they were falsely accused, but I mean, there are other ways of being framed. He looks up at the walls.
Blood bonds, old as time. Blood bonds meaning a sibling or a parent or a child.
Family, right? Mm-hmm.
So wait, you're actually considering that the spirit is tied to a painting now?
No blood bonds, like family ties, like.
Not the strangest thing we've seen. Chris, is there a portrait of this member of your family?
It's not a member of my family, but we did get some old paintings with the house.
Are they in the attic?
They are in the attic.
Are they in the second attic, which is on top of the? No. Okay.
We only have one attic.
Are you sure? Okay.
Very sturdy attic. Survives all sorts of things.
Back to the attic.
To the attic. Scooby-Doo run. Couple doors.
Spiral swipe.
Oh god, a star wipe like they did in Star Wars.
You're in the
I
attic.
think more like. I'm sorry.
You have to apologize.
For pictures.
Where are the paintings?
They're hanging on the wall. No, they're not. There's a bunch of like cloaked, that fabric you toss over furniture you want to protect from dust, even though it still gets dusty.
It doesn't actually work.
Yeah, dust sheets. There we go.
Hey, is that creepy dude back in the chair with the?
No.
Yeah.
There are no moths in here, by the way, as well. They're gone.
Suspicious.
I would like
These
to say
kind of
out
things.
loud, because I know the ghost is here. That was you, wasn't it?
You don't get a reply.
Uh-huh.
I was a little bit tempted to go, I was framed, I won't.
We get it already. So yeah, Bart, like
These
everybody
attics
else,
with
I'm
covered
sure.
furniture everywhere.
Yeah. So I assume Bart, like everybody else, is just gonna go through.
Mm-hmm. So you start searching. Roll me investigation checks. I'm gonna take my glasses off for a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Me too.
Anyone who holds higher than the number in my head finds it.
Arbitrary.
23.
Oh man.
Fawkes finds it.
Yeah.
Who else finds
just
it?
his little head. He's like jumping up above the furniture around. It's like, over here.
Go over there.
So, Fawkes, you've thrown back and you see all these paintings. There's like a weirdly shaped cow that isn't cow shaped, and beautiful landscapes, cities. And then you get to the last painting. And this painting, probably in its day, was quite beautiful. You see the stereotypical, and that will be whatever is in your mind, dashing hero. You know, armor, medals, that type of thing. You know, the typical.
Nothing on underneath. Yep, I got you. Tasteful though.
Not liking.
Wait, you're not into just breastplates and nothing? You know what I'm saying?
Not liking. But imagine a dashing hero of whatever choice you may want. But there's something really wrong with this picture. The face seems to warp and transcribe. Like you can see the painting as it should be, but then you also see the corruption that has been imbued into this painting. And if corruption appeared on the flesh, it would be boils, scars, decay, wounds. This painting almost seems to look at you.
Does the painting have small bat scratches on its left?
Does it look like its jaw's been dislocated like twice?
Yeah.
Well,
surprisingly enough, the jaw does look slightly.
Yeah. I'm about to fuck this painting.
At the bottom of this painting,
okay,
is a name. Sir Vandersand.
I can't believe the fucking ghost literally meant framed in a picture. What sort of I know. I was like, this fucking Dorian Gray piece of shit.
Hey, what did I say at the 6 episodes ago? I was like, I have totally lifted this plot from about 5 classic books.
No, it's great. It's great. It's unfortunate that we don't know who Dorian Gray is in this universe, because that is all I would say. I'd be like, this Dorian Gray piece of garbage. But yeah. So Bart looks at this and he's like, usually I'm fine with like getting splashed with goop or like blood or like viscera, but this painting is making me, I think it's nausea. It's giving me like this weird all around sort of the vibe of this is not what I like, you know.
Right, this is not past vibe check. I would like to vibe the painting, please.
My vibe check.
Vibe this painting.
Good. I'm glad you creeped out by the painting. It's very creepy.
No, I know. That's what Bart's
Unfortunately, I still would like to move it away from the rest of the stuff so we can have good, clean shots when we fuck this shit
up. Can we just set the whole room on fire again?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
On fire. We didn't, so we're not.
Well, I'm just interested how this painting survived the first fire.
Different house.
Well, I mean, but this
painting was in the old house.
Yeah, but surely the painting was in the old house.
Not a natural painting, clearly.
Oh my God, magic painting. So it's not just a shimmery 3D painting where if you stare at it long enough, it turns into a Boilman. Then also, All right.
Folks will come and like squat down
So
in front of it, and he's like, "So I understand. I've had to.
Good.
So I understand."
Are you waiting for it to talk to you? I feel like we just destroy it.
No, wait. We need to set it to rest. We need to set it to rest. Look.
So we have to purify
Aren't you?
this.
Aren't you here? Aren't you haunting this place to keep people away, to stop them from releasing Pythagoras' evil spirit? He has tricked you. He has duped you. He is using you as his phylactery.
I like the philosophy.
They're factories.
Yeah, he's using you like a full factory. You're churning out the evil for him. Come on.
So, if you want him gone, if you want his spirit destroyed forever, then you won't have to be restless, and you won't have to keep people away from this place, and you can go to your rest, finally, and we can help you.
Nothing.
There you go. Bart just destroyed.
Wow.
No, just like the frame, like the actual frame, just like take it apart in a place, just like you ever like taking a frame apart and like they actually like slide apart. I just want to take the top off. You're not framed anymore.
Soon as
you're free of the frame.
As soon as you start to, because obviously frames are actually nailed together. They don't just slide apart. They're not like old frames are nailed together.
Yeah.
So if you start to break it apart, which you can very easily, the house starts to shake a little.
Okay, maybe wait. Hold.
And then she slams it down so the whole frame breaks.
Oh jeez.
Oh my.
I'm slowly turtling it up. I'm just slowly just.
Fawkes is rolling her towards the door. Get out of here.
Bart's like, no.
And then slaps the
and Bart does the slow motion no.
The whole house starts to violently shake. So much so that the dust in the attic begins to fall and debris, hear the sound of slipping tiles. There is this unearthly, inhuman screech that comes from the painting. You see the face in it twist and distort. But as soon as it settles, it stops.
Also, this is some Ghostbuster 2 shit.
Not dead.
Why did you do that? What if it was
the picture? The picture is still creepy, but the house has settled. The screeching has stopped. But you probably woke up the rest of the house. To be honest, probably hear Mr. Coachwell go, "What the good doll is there?"
Nobody actually goes to answer you, and it's just like, because if you were around for as long as he was around, do you really think you'd have time for sarcasm or subtlety at this point? I was framed, so out of frame.
But the picture's still creeping me out.
Oh,
still failing.
Face the ground.
It's just an ugly painting. There ain't nothing wrong with an ugly painting.
I mean, there is literally, if this thing is a phylacter, whatever, this painting,
everyone's
if this is what's locking down the spirit to the attic.
In my bag.
Why are you putting it? We destroy it.
No, we didn't destroy it. The frame. They didn't say nothing about
That's
this.
no.
I think it stopped. It hasn't changed the picture at all.
Yeah, the picture's the same.
Well, there's a nice empty spot over the mantle. We could put it up there.
What are you talking about?
The house needs some color. Just this little dry.
Dorothea, I know that a lot of people are working from home at the moment, but we don't need a lich in our house.
Well, it's probably the safest place for it, to be fair. Well, you can make it into a tapestry. There's no frame on a tapestry.
I'm not even going to help with this. I'm just going to watch.
I can't. And Bart's like, I'm so confused.
I'll take care of the lich, and I'll feed him wayward souls that deserve it. And I'll
what?
I'll take care of him. Like, can I keep him? Can I keep him?
No. Give me the actual. Give me the.
Mom, can I keep the lich, please?
Dorothea, do not tell her she can keep
I
it.
suppose you're
I'll
right.
take it out all the time, and I'll only feed it the bad people, and I'll
but who judge? Look,
you know, you and I both know damn well to know, but you ain't gonna be feeding that lich chicken shit. It's gonna be me having to wake up at the crack of dawn every morning to take it out when you're too lazy and you're sleeping in bed.
I forget to wake up, which is only
John's nodding because he knows.
It only ever happens every other third Thursday of the month, like I tell you it will. So as long as we agree that that's going to get taken care of, I'll take care of everything else.
Look, Lenobi, outside of the moral ambiguity of who's going to decide who's evil and whose soul deserves to be absorbed by some sort of like undead abomination, I'm not having that conversation with you. What I'm having a conversation with you right now about is this. Give me the canvas.
That's a request, not a conversation.
I have begun the negotiation process.
When was the last time Lenobi concentrated on anything?
That's what I'm saying. Just hand it over.
Let me see this goddamn thing. Let me take you over.
But I'm the one that...
I'm not gonna do anything to let me see the goddamn
Fawkes
painting.
found it. Fawkes found it, and therefore it's his. Give it to him.
But I freed it. But I broke the frame.
By the age-old right of finders keepers, I invoke.
Yep.
Well, I rolled it up and put it in my bag, so losers weepers.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna make a tremor witch hex. I'm just stomping my feet on the ground. So everybody within 10 feet of me has to make dexterity saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay.
Wow.
I just give it to her.
I'm just children.
Oh shit! I fall over.
Big Mars putting down the feet.
Yep.
You're not having a pet lich.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay. Good.
I will get you that. What is it called? The portal dog thingy. You know the one.
Dog?
Blink dog. Blink dog. I'll get you that blink dog that you've been begging me for 4 months now. Don't think I haven't forgotten, because I haven't.
Those things are expensive.
Okay.
And I could be a wolf, and I could play too.
Oh my god. I'm more of a
literally crisscross applesauce. I'm going like, okay.
Okay. Well, Dorothea now has the canvas.
They're on their best behavior.
I passed. I got a dirty 20 on the check, so I wasn't knocked over either. And I was like, my feet like scrunched into the floorboards, and they're like,
Bart's on the ground. Yeah. Bart's on the ground and is like, Dorothea, hand it to Fawkes. Let him burn it.
I'll hand it over to Fawkes. It's your judgment call. I haven't let you make one of those in a while.
We'll see how well you do with this one. It's a test. It's always a fucking test.
I knew patience was the answer. Wait my turn. He just takes it and you just see that the wings start to glow, and it just drains out of the wings down his arms and into the parchment, and he sets it on fire.
Once again, as your flames begin to consume this canvas from the outside in, that horrible, inhuman screeching begins. It starts to feel very warm in this house.
Everyone just stay in the attic. It's the safe place.
Everyone knows that in a fire you go up.
You notice smoke. It's not long as the painting is consumed that licks of flame are everywhere in this building. There's crying and screaming downstairs as you hear it being evacuated. What would you like to do?
To be clear,
The house is on
Bart-
fire.
Yeah. No, I was not asking for clarification there. I was saying, to be clear, Bart is picking up the pieces of the frame and handing him the Fawkes too, and being like, the whole thing has to go. So as this place is catching on fire, like I want the frame to be burned as well.
Yeah.
My time to
Uh,
Yeah,
oh,
burn the whole thing.
Yep. Carry on.
Okay, carry on burning. There's fire in this attic.
Yeah, as far as everything else is concerned with fire, Lenobi is going to start going through the house and setting off her create water bombs.
Is that enough water? It's like a gallon, right?
Yeah, it's they're little things, and I throw it, it sticks on the wall, and then it creates water. Basically it's a sprinkler system. He just goes around throwing shit into the ceiling and creating sprinklers that just take out the fire.
You
Oh,
notice
hiya,
that
Chloe.
this fire doesn't get put out by your water. However, as the painting and the frame continue to burn, there's water everywhere. And as the last ashes and the charred remains fall from your hands, Fawkes, the flames die away, and the house is fine, but very wet.
And Bart's like huddled closer to Fawkes than he's ever been before. As the flames are like licking around, he's like, "It's cool, just keep burning. Yep, no, it's gonna work."
It's like he breaks off from burning with one hand and like puts his wing round Bartholomew.
Wow. All right.
Adelaide!
Jesus.
Oh, that was too spicy.
You set it up. Y'all set it up. Okay,
We're gonna have a conversation.
Trying to see about that desert flower. Okay.
I didn't say it on stream, okay?
No, you didn't. No, you
I know.
didn't.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I just have to take a moment to. All right.
Listen. You can hear 64 people going, what?
Sometimes I wish the chat could see our before and after conversation.
No, we'd be thrown off the air.
Yeah, I know, no, don't let anybody in on it.
But if you subscribe to our Patreon and if we hit a certain amount of patrons, we may do Date with Death After Dark.
After holy shit, hell yeah!
The special podcast.
Yep,
you can see the madness we talk about when we do our beginning and our break conversation.
It gets spicy.
Very spicy.
But yes, it's our OF. It's our Only Flames.
But the painting is good. The house is fine, just wet.
Do we need to? Should we burn Vandersand's bones too to put him to rest? Like, do we need to unshackle those bones from down in the basement?
We'll go down and bury them properly.
We need to go and find Shay and Death and maybe find the family tomb or something.
Right, but I just want to make sure that
They must
this
have a painting
house is clean.
So everyone
I mean, didn't you all have a special power that I gave you? One of you got one set. Yeah, speak with
Right,
dead, and the other one was detect.
Yeah, I have to text. I
Yeah,
can just
I
make
have
sure
the
it's
speak with
gone.
dead.
So someone with the detect might want to check.
Yeah, I'll do a final. Yeah.
Sweep.
It is quiet. Don't sense anything.
I think it's gone.
Should we go? But I'm asking seriously. Should we go down into the sewers and retrieve those bones?
I think
Yes.
we should. I think it'd be a nice gesture to do.
Yeah.
That'll be like that's where like we end it, like talking to the Vandersand so that we can see what's up.
I think Sir Vandersand's.
And then like burying the body.
I think their
They're also
goals
being
were
very
pure.
I would like to skip that, honestly. Go back into underground kind of freaks with me. I would like to.
They were working against the Lich the same as us.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean that I have to be happy with these idiots that live here now. I don't want to talk to them anymore. So if you,
No.
And as you survey this quiet, damp house. Sorry.
hey, no fair, no.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. And as you wonder where Death is, and you probably do need to speak to the Vandersand, one, to get paid, and two, just to make sure everything's all right, it's here that we finally put an end to the Ghost of Vandersand, episode 6 out
I
of
feel like
2.
it could have been like,
Oh yeah,
I don't know, 3 or 4 more episodes. Really,
oh
if
yeah,
we wanted
you
to
could.
explore the house.
You could, but I would have murdered you. I would have murdered you. I would have risked the Rona, come and visited you all, and
I'm
murdered
just saying, yeah, when your
On the
PM
flinch.
says, "I can't believe this is taking you so long," my initial reaction as a contrarian who lives in Portland, Oregon, is to then make it even longer. Like I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's too long for you. What about this?" Bart needs to go shopping for clothes.
It's starting to sound like a Kingdom Hearts game. It was like Ghost of Vandersand 635 over 2.
Yeah. This is definitely the part of the
Redux.
this is definitely the part in a video game where like you just grind out one level over and over again. You're like, this is easy. I'll just keep doing this forever.
And I get really good loot.
Yep, exactly. I'll just keep going.
But
We all
no.
went to the top of Pride Rock in Kingdom Hearts. Don't act like you didn't. We all went up there.
But no, even though this went over more sessions than expected, I had a blast. We have 2 more left, in which you need to go find Death and find out what Death's up to, and probably deal with the Death arc that I've got, which will probably go on for 8 more sessions. But in Goldhart tradition, before we wind down and go invite Sin to have a little gab and gossip afterwards, please tell me your favourite moment from this session. And because everyone's here, we're going to do our normal game. And so, the last person to touch their heart has to go. That was you, Buns. Because you seemed confused.
I did. I went heart. I went, what's that? Oh, wait.
I don't have one of those.
Where do you humans keep it?
Is it on this side or this side? Wait.
It is a tie, unfortunately. I hate to be that person, but it is a tie between the adventures of Mercutio attacking the Lich and yelling chaotic neutral before slapping the frame. I did some really stupid stuff.
Yeah, but isn't stupid stuff the best?
Yeah, stupid always means just silly for me.
Yeah.
It was a silly day.
Okay, now we're going to touch our foreheads. Yeah, I think it was John. Just by a microsecond.
See, it was Adelaide on my screen. It's different on everyone's screen.
I would say, like personally, just for Fawkes, just getting to use a lot of spells and like lots of bits of the character build as opposed to the character role playing stuff, which is the main thing above all else. But it's always nice to dive into the abilities and bits and bobs from time to time. And as just on the opposite side of it, they're coming back. Just we had my fault last week, but we had a long time away from each other. So just having us all here in the same room and in the same mess again was very special.
The last person to touch their right eyebrow was Adelaide.
That was absolutely me. I was responding to my boyfriend. Absolutely.
Wow.
I didn't even hear it. Yeah, no, that's me. 100%. Yeah, my favorite. I have really appreciated y'all leaning into Big Mall just kind of being the party leader. I rarely play the leader kind of role in games, so it's been really fun to just kind of boss everybody around essentially, and y'all just go with it. And I fucking love it. I think it's so much fun to see everybody's little interactions and just kind of making things up on the spot. So I really like that. That's what I've liked most about this whole game, really.
Okay, now someone has to call for me and Ran.
The last person to touch their right shoulder.
Yeah,
That was close.
I went like
For
It
me,
was like a whoosh.
yeah. Whoop.
That
Well,
was.
no, I mean,
that was-
if it was forced, if somebody said that I went last, that's fine. I'll go, even though this always happens, and I'm always mad because for me, I'm first. But oh no, somebody else is first. That's fine. Everybody, it's not a competition, okay? We all love each other, and I'm just really upset that I always have to go before our DM because it just makes me mad. Because I fucking win, okay?
Not in the VODs, you don't.
Whatever. Who cares? Source material. Look. Yeah. For me, my favorite thing was Bart almost dying. Like I really wanted you to roll higher so he would disintegrate and die. I was really looking
Legit
forward to that.
I was really looking forward to
because-
you killing me, DM.
I mean, no, I mean, to be honest with you, it's like as much as I get attached to the characters, them portraying who they are and how they make foolish mistakes. Like for me, I knew that this was a battle that, unless you nerfed this, which you did, I mean, obviously, unless it was nerfed a lot, this thing was going to murder us easily.
Yeah,
the
so
last
yeah,
bit-
I can tell you when it's my turn what I did to nerf it.
right. So I mean, as a player, running your character straight into it and being like, "I'm going to punch you," not a good idea. Everybody, just so we're clear, do not get close to a lich and punch it. But Bart, that's literally Bart. He's like, everybody else run, and I'll just punch this thing until I die, and then or I kill it, whichever happens. And so almost having him disintegrate, I was like, yeah, perfect, because that's that character, right?
Mm.
I mean, that's how he would go out, trying to protect everybody. So that was my personal sort of. I was like, almost so close. I was like, if I only had less temporary hit points, I would have fucking been destroyed. Man, that would have been awesome. Yeah, and I think to echo John here, just hanging out with y'all. You're all great. And I know sometimes we go off on really deep cut tangents that don't necessarily are not conducive to proper, 3-hour role play sessions.
No,
that
they
actually turn out-
they totally are.
right.
Oh, that would be part of mine. But carry on. Yeah, I
Yeah.
won't interrupt.
Yeah. No, it's fine. And so yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone in the cast and to the DM for being as usual, the great people that you are. And I feel just so lucky to be part of this whole experience for sure. And I miss Shay a little bit because
You're gonna.
I realized too much. I realized too much of Bart's personality is him talking to his dog, and then when the dog's not there, he's like, "I'm just gonna shout at things like you're Shay adjacent." Okay, so yeah.
Cool. So for me, all right. So how first I will talk about how I nerfed the lich. So firstly, liches have up to 9th level spells. This lich I gave only up to level 6. I also had up to 135 HP, which sounds like a lot, but it really isn't, because 5e characters hit hard. So I just dropped that down to 100. And then I reduced all the hit die by 1. So if it was a D10, it was a D8. If it was a D8, it was a D6. If it was a D6, it was...
Smart, yeah.
And
I
so
like
on
where
and so
that- where
forth.
to go.
And that's technically how I do it. The way that I calculate it is I do a CR calculator. And then I put in your group number and your group number and your group your group number and your group level. And then I look to see what is a hard to high XP rate. And even though we don't use XP, the XP calculation works really well for working out CR. So a lich, it was like 2 times the amount for a hard encounter. So that means I had to half it by, if it was 4 times the amount, I would have reduced it down by a quarter. If it was a third, same thing. And that's kind of like how CR makes sense to me, and that's how I would tell people to calculate CR is look at your party, look at what your party experience needs are for that encounter. And then if the monster you want to use, work out what the difference is between. So luckily with the Lich, it was literally double. So it was half. So it was nice and easy like that. And then just reduce everything by half. And that's how it makes sense for me. And that's how it works. Another thing you need to kind of remember in 5e is that players hit really hard, especially if your players have magical items, especially if you have tanks and spellcasters. If you have a well-rounded party, player characters hit hard. They can roll out 30 lots of damage. And that will, and considering that your monster only goes once and they all have 4 turns, that's a high chance of losing lots of HP quickly. So just play around and experiment with that would be my DM tip to you. My favourite part now, moving on to the thing. My favourite part is just watching you lot improv and bounce off each other. It's probably my most favourite thing. And you do go on these weird, wild tangents. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to sit here and just watch. And it's not out of annoyance because I'm just like, you know what? Let's just go with it because, as I said, I've never truly experienced a home game. But I'm quite sure if I had a home game, this would just be it would be having mad arguments about tea and pizza and then going playing the game. We'll be having like one-off jokes. Like this is what I imagine a home game thing. So Wacky Wednesday is like my home game experience that I get to play online for people to watch and laugh at. And it's nice to like run something that's not that serious as well. Like just roll with the jokes. It's good. Burn it. Yeah, sure. You want a lich as a pet? Sure. That's totally not going to bite you in the ass later. But
no. Bart quits the group immediately after Leonie's like, yeah, you can have a lich as a pet. Back. Nope, I'm out. Bart quits. Me and Shay leave. No. No.
I'm out. So yes. So before we go, I've got a special announcement. Join us on the 31st of July because we have a very special game coming to the Goldhart channel. Our first sponsored game by Maychan Press. As we show you how to play 5e without giving wizards a single dime of money. Because that's where we're going to be on this whole thing. So if you'd like to continue playing 5e but you disagree with how Wizards is handling their business, then we're going to show you how. So join us on the 31st of July. DM by the wonderful pro drama will be the DM. Honey Buns, Kai, and Velvet will be the players. I'll be in the background show running. But this is what we will be doing as we show you how to play 5e without giving any wizards any money. As we play a spooky alien in space horror game. Plus, we'll have some special things to tell you and show you about because Maychan Press are about to do something amazing. We can't tell you what just yet, but it's going to be amazing. So yes, we hope to see you then. Mark it down in your diaries. You'll see lots of marketing about it very, very soon. We also have 4 games. There are 4 games in Goldhart at the moment being built of various different TTRPG systems. We've got Cypher going on in there. We've got, I'm looking at SOTS. I just like saying SOTS. I haven't bought SOTS yet, but I'm going to be playing SOTS. SOTS. I just like the system name. Okay, it's called swords and sorcery. Can't remember what it's called.
No, the acronym is SOTS.
But the acronym is SOTS. That's all I've remembered. Yeah, we're looking at a lot of systems, but there's lots of stuff being built. Of course, Descent into Avernus is coming back, maybe with a new name. I don't know. We're going to do a lot of character stuff until I figure it out. And of course, Date with Death will be coming to its finale in 2 episodes. So yeah, here we are. I'm going to try. We'll see what happens.
2 episodes, don't worry, everybody. That's like 6 per... So it's like 12 more. It's like double what the show is going to be. I'm just letting everybody know right now.
Yeah. But till then, of course, remember to wash your hands, stay inside, wear a mask, stay safe, and always stay in trouble and on fire. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody. Press the button. We're going on the balls. Yeah.